This is Drew with thepodcastingstore.com, your one-stop shop for all things podcasting and remote learning.
Well, greetings and welcome to another one of our videos. Today we are going to be exploring the ASB700 Podcasting Bundle, and thank you to Onstage and the music people for providing this bundle to me for making today's video. I haven't opened it yet, so we're going to unbox this together and explore what's inside. Now, what I do know is inside is a USB microphone with a table stand, as well as a clamp-on boom arm and a pop filter, and these are going to be crucial pieces of gear as you're building your podcast. Let's open the box and see what's inside. So I've got my handy multi-tool, as always. Never leave home without that. And let's open the box and see the gear. Set aside the box. All right, so we've got our three pieces of gear here. The Onstage AS700 USB microphone, as well as the metal pop blocker, the pop filter, and then the boom arm. Now, I'm a stickler with packaging. I always save every last little bit of it just in case, and that's what I'm doing right here, putting it inside the box. All right, so let's unwrap everything and see what we've got. But this is why our recycling bin is always so full by the end of the week, because I save all of this stuff and just set it aside. Okay. I won't open up the bag of screws. All right, so let's start with the microphone. So this is the AS700 USB microphone. We'll open up that box. Cool. So it's got the windscreen included with it. Here is the mount for the microphone itself. Get that out. Excellent. Also comes with the cable. It's a USB-B, I believe, to USB-A. Very important. Here's the table stand. And then the microphone itself. I always wonder why they have to specify do not eat on the silica packages, but I digress. All right, get those bags in there. Being careful not to puncture the windscreen. Now, since we're outside, I am going to install the windscreen. Inside, it's probably not as big of a deal because there shouldn't be any wind inside. Set that box over there. So putting something like this together is actually pretty simple. And it's going to screw on, which way does it go? Like that. Just like that. So the AS700 microphone go on like that. And that's going to secure it to this bracket. So that can't move. Then we've got the floor, the tabletop base rather. You could put it on the floor too, for that matter, but it might be a little bit further away from you for a podcasting application. And then right here with this little wing nut, that's what's going to hold it at the angle that you want. So you can push it back like that and get it like that. Now, according to the picture on here, if you can see that, this is a cardioid pattern. That's great because what it's going to pick up is, cardioid meaning like a heart shape. So it's going to have rear rejection. So it's going to pick up everything in front of it. So if something is behind you here, you should hear less of that than me speaking into it. And then again, since we're outside, I'm going to put the windscreen on it. So let's do that. And that just slides over the top like that. So now if the wind picks up, which it isn't today, that's going to block that from interfering with our sound. So the cable just plugs into the bottom, like so. And then we would plug this into whatever we're using to record. More on that soon. So then the next part of this we'll explore is the pop filter. Now, pop filters are a super simple piece of gear, but that doesn't mean that they're not necessary. What this does is you have what are called plosive sounds as you're speaking. Your p, your really harsh sounds like that. And so when you have this in front of your microphone, that's going to break up those sounds so they don't come through and wreck your recording. So when we're using our mic in tabletop mode, we need to attach this pop filter to something. And it's got this screw clamp right here, and you can see it's designed to go into something that's either square at an angle or round, and that's going to come in handy in this case. So if we open up the screw, we can get it just into the base here of our microphone. Tighten that down, and then we can just bend it around. Like that. So now we can move the microphone up like this, speak into it, and not worry about those plosive sounds infiltrating our recording and garbling up our sound. Next, I want to look at the clamp-on boom arm. Having this on a tabletop is fine, but if you've got a computer and all kinds of other stuff going on in here, you probably want the ability to move the microphone out of the way and also move it in a place where it's in a better position for your speaking voice to record that. So let's take a look at the clamp-on boom arm. And I say clamp on because that's the way that I would intend to use it. It also has this table mount with these screws. So if you have a permanent place to put it, like on a corner of a desk or something like that, you could screw it in there and then that'll mount nicely. But I'm going to demonstrate how we would do it for clamping on. So take off the wire, put it in our box. And so this is spring-loaded, really powerful, and it's going to stay wherever you want it to go. But we need to put it on something. Super simple. Once again, we've got the screw clamp. So we'll open that up here. The wood on the picnic table is fairly thick, but this is going to fit just fine. And again, just for demonstration purposes for how we would do this, more likely than not, I would probably put it across the table from me and then move it around like that. But I want to give you the idea of how this is going to work. So then we take this protective knob off of the boom arm and we open it up and we put it just right in there and then screw that down to secure it. Now before we screw it down, we can twist it, we can move it, we can do all this kind of stuff. And then this top here is going to move around as well. So then and as you can see, we can loosen or tighten this. So once we get it in the spot that we want, then it's good to go. So what we can do is take the microphone off of the table stand and put it onto this. I'll show you how that works. So now I've disassembled the table stand, so I've got the microphone and its mounting bracket off, but something I want to point out with the tabletop stand, and a reason why you may want to just throw this in your bag and keep it anyway, it's small, it's compact, it's not going to take up much room, it's not very heavy, and that's a good thing in this case if you're just going to carry it around, but it also has two different kinds of threading. So it's got this adapter for the large threads, and then it's got the smaller one as well. So regardless of what kind of a mic mounting clamp that you've got, this is going to be able to accommodate that. So that's a really cool feature on that one. So we come over here. So we come over here to the boom arm. And we just screw that on just like we did on the tabletop stand. And then we put the microphone in. And now that the microphone's on, we have all kinds of options for adjusting and for moving it around. So I'm going to try and get it, basically like that for now. So now I can raise it, I can lower it, I can swivel it, I can get it in all those different places. Now, of course, back to our pop filter. Well, that installs just the same as last time. So with the pop filter installed, I can, again, move it up and down, side to side, tilt it towards me, away from me. I have infinite possibility, and look, the table is clear. Well, that's going to create enough room for my computer, which we're going to use to record now, because I want to know how this sounds. All right, so I've got my computer set up, and I've plugged in the microphone, and over here, you can see on the screen share that it's showing up here as one of the sound inputs, which is great. That's exactly what we want. So we come over here on the AS700 USB microphone. So if we open up Audacity, then we can record into it, and then let's see what we've got with that. So over here, microphone, OS, AS700 USB selected. I've got my headphones selected so I can hear it. So let's see what we're getting when we record into the AS700 USB microphone. We hit playback, and so let's see what we're getting when we record into the AS700 USB microphone. That's some really good sound quality, actually. I'm quite impressed. It's clear. It's not popping. You're not getting too much of the highs or the lows on that, and it was super simple to use. I mean, I literally just plugged it right into the computer and made sure I selected it in Audacity, which I use Audacity because it's a free piece of software. It's really accessible, and anyone can find it and download it, and you can do all kinds of good audio editing with that. The other thing that I wanted to point out is I've got this set up like this, but it's kind of in the way of my computer. Well, what I can do is tilt everything around like this if I wanted to. So now if I've got my microphone up here, I can see what I'm doing on my computer, and I can work, and it's not in the way. This is the way I do it when I record videos in studios. I've got a shelf above me that you can't see because the camera's pointed the other way, and I have my mic reversed. The microphone doesn't care whether it's upright or down. It cares whether it's forward or backwards. So if you're kind of running out of desk space and you find out that your microphone's in the way, a really large boom arm like this is very handy for doing something like that. So that's what's included with the ASB700 Podcasting Bundle. Thank you so much to Onstage and the music people for providing this gear so we could make this video and take a deeper dive into exploring what's included and how to use it. I hope you saw how easy it is to create quality sound for your podcast. This gear is very useful and very simple to use, but very powerful in enhancing your message. Comment below. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions, share those. Like, share, subscribe to the videos, and check out the other ones in the channel. There's a lot of great stuff out there. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch up with you next time.
If you're facing a unique problem with podcasting or remote learning, we can help. Reach out to us at thepodcastingstore.com, and we'll see what solutions we can find for you. And if you like what you hear, do me a favor and tell a friend. Follow us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and sign up for our e-newsletter, and you'll never miss another podcast or video again. This is Drew with thepodcastingstore.com. Thank you for listening.